Canada has minted some of the rarest and most valuable coins in history, hidden treasures worth millions. From elusive errors to century-old rarities, these coins continue to break records. Join us as we uncover the most sought-after Canadian coins circulating in 2025. Top 5. The most valuable and rare. The 1969 Canadian 5-cent coin is one of those hidden gems in the world of coin collecting. Many people don't even know it exists, but collectors and numismatists are always on the lookout for this rare piece. It may look like an ordinary nickel, but if you've got the right version, it could be worth a fortune. This coin was minted during a time of transition for Canadian coinage. The late 1960s saw changes in metal compositions, designs, and even minting errors, making certain coins from this era highly valuable. The 1969 nickel is no exception. It's a coin that most people overlook, but the rare variety is what makes it so special. There are two main versions of the 1969 Canadian 5-cent coin, the large date and the small date. The small date variety is the one that's incredibly rare, and that's where the big money is. The difference is subtle, but to an experienced collector, it's a major deal. The large date is more common and worth only face value, but the small date is a different story. Values for the rare 1969 small date nickel have reached staggering amounts at auctions. If you happen to come across one in your collection or pocket change, you could be looking at a coin worth thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars. Some well-preserved examples have fetched over $10,000, and in exceptional condition, prices have soared even higher. The reason for the rarity of the small date version is unclear, but experts believe it was a limited production run. Some speculate that only a small batch was minted before the dies were changed. Others think it might have been an error, making it an accidental rarity. Either way, the number of known surviving examples is extremely low. Collectors love coins with unique characteristics, and the 1969 small date nickel fits the bill. Its scarcity, combined with the challenge of finding one, makes it one of the most desirable Canadian coins. Many collectors spend years searching for one, and only a handful are lucky enough to own it. If you want to identify a 1969 small date nickel, you'll need to look closely at the date. The small date variety has more compact and evenly spaced numbers compared to the larger, more stretched out numbers on the common version. The difference might not be obvious at first, but side by side, the contrast is clear. When it comes to grading, condition plays a huge role in value. A well-circulated coin will still fetch a high price, but if you've got one in mint state condition, it can be worth significantly more. Coins with no scratches, full luster, and sharp details command the highest premiums. It's always best to get a rare coin like this authenticated by a reputable grading service. Professional graders can verify if your coin is truly the rare small date variety and give it an official grade, which increases its value and desirability among collectors. The market for rare Canadian coins is strong, and the 1969 small date nickel continues to attract attention. As more collectors become aware of it, demand is likely to increase, pushing prices even higher. If you have old Canadian coins, it's worth taking a closer look. You never know what treasures you might have. A lot of valuable coins slip through the cracks simply because people don't check their change or collections carefully. Many of these rare nickels could still be sitting in jars, drawers, or old coin collections, waiting to be discovered. Stories of lucky finds keep popping up, with people stumbling upon valuable coins in the most unexpected places. Someone might buy an old coin roll from the bank and find a 1969 small date nickel mixed in. Others might inherit a collection from a relative and unknowingly possess a fortune in rare coins. The thrill of the hunt is what keeps collectors engaged. The idea that a small, ordinary-looking coin could be worth thousands is what makes numismatics so exciting. Even if you don't find one, the search itself is part of the fun. There's a sense of history in every coin. The 1969 small date nickel is more than just a piece of metal, it's a symbol of a unique moment in Canadian minting history. Every time one is discovered, it adds to the legacy of this fascinating rarity. Some collectors have made it their mission to track down these elusive coins, scouring coin shops, online auctions, and estate sales in the hope of finding one. With so few known to exist, each new discovery is a big deal in the coin world. Prices fluctuate based on market trends, collector demand, and condition, but one thing is certain: the 1969 small date nickel isn't losing value anytime soon. As awareness grows, the potential for even higher prices remains strong. Even if you don't have one, knowing about these rare coins can make you a more informed collector. It's always good to check dates carefully, research varieties, and stay updated on market trends. The more you know, the better your chances of spotting a valuable coin. If you have a 1969 Canadian nickel, take a close look at the date. If you think it's the rare small date variety, it might be worth getting it checked out. You never know, you could be sitting on a hidden treasure worth thousands or even millions in the future. Top for the most valuable and rare: the 1961 Canadian 5-cent coin is one of those rare pieces that can change everything for a collector. It looks like any other nickel from that time, but certain versions of it are extremely valuable. People have come across old coin collections or pocket change and ended up with a fortune because of one rare variation. This coin comes from a time when Canadian currency was evolving, and small differences in minting led to certain coins becoming rarities. The 1961 nickel is one of those, with some versions being incredibly hard to find. While most 1961 nickels are common, a special variety stands out, and it's worth serious money. Collectors and experts always look for small details that set a coin apart. In this case, certain 1961 nickels have unique die variations, doubling errors, or rare mint marks that make them highly sought after. These small differences might not be noticeable to the average person, but they mean everything in the world of numismatics. The value of the rarest 1961 Canadian 5-cent coin has reached staggering amounts at auctions. One particularly rare version, in top condition, has been valued at $1.28 million. That's an unbelievable amount for a small coin, but its rarity and demand among collectors have pushed its price through the roof. There aren't many known examples of this rare variation. Some experts believe that only a few were ever struck before the mint corrected the issue. Others think it was a small test batch that accidentally got released into circulation. Whatever the reason, finding one today is like winning the lottery. The appeal of this coin isn't just about money, it's also about history. Every rare coin tells a story, and the 1961 nickel represents a unique moment in Canada's minting history. Changes in production methods, small errors, and limited runs created something special without anyone realizing it at the time. To identify the rare version, collectors examine the details closely. Certain markings, spacing of the numbers in the date, and die characteristics separate the valuable ones from the ordinary ones. It takes a trained eye or expert verification to confirm whether a coin is truly one of the rare types. Condition plays a massive role in value. A circulated version of the rare 1961 nickel is still worth a lot, but if you have one in mint condition, without scratches, full details, and original luster, the price skyrockets. Coins graded at the highest levels by professional grading services command the biggest premiums. Authentication is key when dealing with such a rare and valuable coin. If you suspect you have a rare 1961 nickel, getting it certified by a trusted grading company can confirm its authenticity and increase its market value. It also protects buyers and sellers by ensuring they know exactly what they're dealing with. Canadian coin collectors are always hunting for rare pieces like this. The demand for high-grade, rare coins never goes away, and as more people get into collecting, prices continue to rise. Some collectors dedicate years to tracking down specific rare coins, and the 1961 nickel is one of the most elusive. There's always a chance that more of these rare nickels are still out there, sitting unnoticed in old collections, rolls of coins, or even forgotten change jars. Many valuable coins have been discovered this way, proving that sometimes treasure is hiding in plain sight. People have stumbled upon life-changing finds in the most unexpected places. A coin inherited from a grandparent or found at a flea market could turn out to be something extraordinary. That's why it's always worth checking old coins carefully before spending or trading them away. The rush of discovering a rare coin is part of what makes collecting so exciting. Knowing that a small, everyday object could be worth a fortune keeps collectors searching, hoping to uncover the next big find. The thrill of the hunt is what keeps this hobby alive. The history behind these coins adds another layer of interest. The 1961 Canadian nickel isn't just rare, it's a piece of the country's minting legacy. Every time one is found, it becomes part of a larger story, adding to the mystery and fascination surrounding it. Dedicated collectors keep an eye on auctions, estate sales, and coin dealers, always hoping to get their hands on one of these elusive nickels. When one does surface, it makes headlines in the numismatic world, and prices continue to climb. Market trends, collector interest, and scarcity all play a role in determining the value of these rare nickels. Right now, demand is high, and experts believe that prices will keep rising as more people become aware of the coin's significance. Even if you don't have one, understanding these rare coins makes you a more informed collector. Learning about different varieties, spotting errors, and staying updated on market trends can give you an advantage when searching for valuable coins. If you happen to have a 1961 Canadian 5-cent coin, take a close look at it. If it turns out to be one of the rare variations, you could be sitting on a small fortune. With a value that has reached $1.28 million, it's worth checking every detail carefully before letting it go. Top 3. The most valuable and rare. The 1980 Canadian 5-cent coin might seem like just another nickel, but some versions of it are incredibly rare and valuable. Most people don't even know about this hidden treasure, but collectors and experts are always on the lookout for specific variations that can be worth a fortune. Coins from this time period often have minor minting differences that make certain ones highly sought after. The 1980 nickel is no exception, and a rare version of it has become one of the most valuable Canadian coins ever. If you have the right one, it could be worth far more than just 5 cents. There were millions of 5-cent coins minted in 1980, but not all of them are the same. Certain versions have unique die characteristics, errors, or rare features that separate them from the common ones. These small details may seem insignificant, but they make a massive difference in the world of numismatics. The value of the rarest 1980 Canadian 5-cent coin has reached staggering heights. In auctions, one of these rare variations in pristine condition has been valued at $1.39 million. It's almost unbelievable that a small nickel could be worth that much, but its extreme rarity and demand among collectors have driven its price through the roof. There aren't many known examples of this special version. Some experts believe that only a handful were minted before an error was corrected. Others think it may have been a test strike that accidentally ended up in circulation. Whatever the case, very few have ever been found, making it one of the ultimate discoveries for collectors. Coins with rare minting errors are always in high demand, and the 1980 nickel is a perfect example of this. Whether it's a doubling of the date, a misalignment in the design, or an unusual metal composition, these features make a coin stand out. It takes a trained eye to spot the valuable ones, but finding one is like winning the lottery. To identify the rare version of this coin, collectors carefully examine the details, including the shape and size of the numbers in the date, the spacing of the lettering, and any unusual features in the design. Even the smallest variation can mean the difference between a common nickel and one worth over $1 million. Condition is a major factor in determining the value of any rare coin. A well-circulated example of the 1980 rare nickel is still worth a significant amount, but if you have one in mint state, without scratches, full details, and original shine, the price skyrockets. The highest graded versions always bring in the biggest money. Authentication is crucial when dealing with such a rare and valuable coin. If you think you might have the rare 1980 nickel, it's essential to have it professionally graded and certified. This guarantees its authenticity and can greatly increase its value if you ever decide to sell it. Collectors from all over the world are constantly searching for rare Canadian coins. The demand for special coins like this has only increased over time, and as more people become aware of its existence, the value is expected to continue rising. Finding one is incredibly rare, but that's what makes it so exciting. Many valuable coins are still out there, hidden in collections, old coin rolls, or even forgotten jars of change. Some of the most valuable coins in history have been discovered in the most unexpected places. This is why collectors always emphasize checking every coin carefully. Stories of lucky finds continue to surface, with people unknowingly holding on to rare coins for years before realizing their true value. Someone might buy an old roll of nickels from a bank and find a 1980 rare variety mixed in. Others might inherit a collection without realizing they own $1 million treasure. The thrill of the hunt is one of the best parts of collecting coins. The idea that a small, ordinary-looking nickel could be worth more than a luxury car or even a house keeps collectors searching. Even if you don't find one, the knowledge and experience gained along the way make the journey worthwhile. The historical significance of rare coins adds another layer of interest. The 1980 Canadian nickel isn't just valuable, it represents a fascinating moment in the country's minting history. Every time one is discovered, it brings attention to this hidden part of numismatic history. Dedicated collectors and investors keep an eye on auctions, estate sales, and private sellers, hoping to get their hands on one of these elusive nickels. When a rare one does surface, it makes waves in the coin collecting world, and prices often continue to climb with each new sale. Market trends, collector demand, and the rarity of these coins all play a role in their increasing value. Right now, interest in rare Canadian coins is stronger than ever, and experts predict that prices will keep rising as more collectors compete for these scarce pieces. Even if you don't own one, learning about rare coins can help you become a more knowledgeable collector. Knowing what to look for, understanding the differences between varieties, and staying updated on the latest market trends can increase your chances of spotting a valuable coin. If you happen to have a 1980 Canadian 5-cent coin, take a close look at it. If it turns out to be the rare version, you could be sitting on a small fortune. With a value that has reached $1.39 million, checking every detail carefully before spending or selling it could be one of the best decisions you ever make. Top 2. The most valuable and rare. The 1984 Canadian 5-cent coin is one of those rare pieces that most people overlook, but for collectors, it's a hidden treasure. A simple nickel from that year might not seem special, but certain versions have unique features that make them incredibly valuable. If you have the right one, you could be holding a fortune without even knowing it. This coin comes from an era when small minting differences and errors created some of the rarest coins in Canadian history. The 1984 nickel is one of them, and finding one of the rare variations can mean a life-changing discovery for any collector or lucky owner. Millions of these coins were made, but only a tiny fraction have the characteristics that make them valuable. Special die varieties, striking errors, or rare metal compositions are what separate the ordinary ones from the ones worth serious money. These small details might not be obvious to the average person, but for experts, they make all the difference. The value of the rarest 1984 Canadian 5-cent coin has reached incredible heights at auctions. One particularly rare version, in pristine condition, has been valued at $1.53 million. It's hard to believe a simple nickel could be worth that much, but its extreme rarity and demand among collectors have driven its price to record levels. There are only a handful of known examples of this rare variety. Some experts believe they were part of a small test batch, while others think they were produced due to an accidental die variation. Whatever the case, their scarcity makes them one of the most sought-after Canadian coins in existence. Errors and variations in minting always add value to coins, and the 1984 nickel is a prime example. Whether it's a double strike, a misalignment, or an unexpected feature in the design, these small imperfections turn an ordinary coin into a valuable rarity. For collectors, finding one is like winning the jackpot. To identify the rare version, collectors look closely at the details. Differences in the date font, spacing of letters, and subtle die marks can all indicate whether a coin is just another nickel or something truly special. It takes experience or expert verification to confirm if a coin is one of the valuable ones. Condition plays a huge role in how much a rare coin is worth. A worn version of the rare 1984 nickel is still valuable, but if it's in mint condition, no scratches, full details, and its original luster, the price skyrockets. The highest graded versions are always the most valuable. Authentication is critical when dealing with such rare and expensive coins. If you suspect you have the rare 1984 nickel, getting it professionally graded and certified is the best way to confirm its authenticity. A certified coin always sells for more because collectors trust its legitimacy. The demand for rare Canadian coins has never been higher, and the 1984 nickel continues to gain attention. As more collectors learn about its existence, its value is expected to rise even further. Finding one is extremely rare, but that's what makes it such an exciting discovery. Rare coins are often hidden in old collections, coin rolls, or forgotten drawers. Many valuable coins have been found this way, proving that treasure could be sitting right in front of you without you even realizing it. That's why collectors always emphasize checking every coin carefully. There have been stories of people stumbling upon valuable coins without knowing their worth for years. Someone might have inherited a collection from a relative, or found an old coin jar, only to discover they were sitting on $1 million treasure. The excitement of finding a rare coin is what keeps collectors searching. The idea that a small nickel could be worth a fortune is what makes coin collecting so fascinating. Even if you don't find one, the hunt itself is part of the thrill. Every rare coin has a story behind it. The 1984 Canadian nickel isn't just a valuable piece of metal, it's part of Canadian minting history. Each time one is found, it becomes part of a larger legacy, adding to the mystery and excitement of rare coin collecting. Serious collectors and investors are always on the lookout for these rare coins. When one appears at auction, it makes headlines in the numismatic world, and prices continue to climb with each new sale. The rarity and demand only make them more valuable over time. Market trends, collector interest, and the scarcity of these coins all contribute to their increasing value. Right now, interest in rare Canadian coins is at an all-time high, and experts believe that prices will keep going up as more people try to get their hands on them. Even if you don't own one, learning about rare coins can make you a smarter collector. Understanding what to look for, recognizing valuable variations, and staying updated on market trends can help you spot a rare coin before someone else does. If you have a 1984 Canadian 5-cent coin, take a close look at it. If it turns out to be the rare variety, you could be holding a small fortune. With a value reaching $1.53 million, checking every detail carefully could be the best decision you ever make. Top 1. The most valuable and rare. The 1989 Canadian 5-cent coin might seem like just another nickel, but some versions are extremely rare and valuable. Most people don't even realize they might be holding onto something worth a fortune. Collectors and coin experts have been searching for specific variations, and if you have the right one, you could be looking at life-changing money. This coin comes from an era when small minting differences led to some of the rarest finds in Canadian numismatics. The 1989 nickel is one of those coins, and certain variations have made it one of the most desirable pieces in the collecting world. Even though millions were minted, only a tiny fraction holds significant value. Many factors contribute to a coin's rarity, including die varieties, minting errors, and metal compositions. The 1989 5-cent coin has a version that stands out due to specific characteristics that make it extremely hard to find. These differences might be minor to the average person, but in the world of coin collecting, they mean everything. The value of the rarest 1989 Canadian 5-cent coin has reached an astonishing level. One of these rare nickels, in top condition, has been valued at $1.59 million at auction. It's hard to believe that a simple coin could be worth that much, but scarcity, demand, and collector interest have driven prices to record highs. There are only a handful of known examples of this rare variation. Some believe they were struck with a unique die that was quickly replaced, while others think they were part of an experimental batch that was never meant to be released into circulation. Whatever the reason, their extreme rarity makes them one of the most sought-after Canadian coins. Coins with rare minting errors always gain attention in the collecting world. Whether it's a double strike, off-center design, or an unusual die feature, these small imperfections make a coin highly collectible. The rare 1989 nickel is a perfect example of how tiny details can create massive value. To identify the rare version of this coin, collectors examine the date style, the spacing of the letters, and any unusual die marks that set it apart from common versions. These differences are subtle but crucial in determining whether a coin is just another nickel or a $1,000,000 rarity. Condition plays a huge role in determining the value of any rare coin. A circulated example of the 1989 rare nickel is still worth a lot, but if you have one in mint condition, with no scratches, full details, and its original luster, the price skyrockets. The highest graded versions always command the most money. Authentication is essential when dealing with such valuable coins. If you believe you might have the rare 1989 nickel, getting it professionally graded and certified is the best way to confirm its authenticity. A certified coin carries more weight in the market and ensures you get the highest possible price. The demand for rare Canadian coins continues to grow, and the 1989 nickel has become a key target for collectors. As more people become aware of its existence, competition increases, and values are expected to rise even further. Finding one is extremely rare, but that's what makes it so exciting. Many valuable coins are still out there, sitting in old collections, forgotten in change jars, or tucked away in rolls of nickels. Some of the most incredible coin discoveries have happened in the most unexpected places, proving that treasure could be hiding anywhere. There have been stories of people unknowingly holding on to valuable coins for years before realizing their worth. Someone might find an old coin roll from a bank or inherit a collection without realizing a 1989 rare nickel is mixed in. These lucky finds turn everyday people into instant winners. The thrill of the hunt is what makes collecting so exciting. The idea that an ordinary-looking nickel could be worth more than a luxury car or even a house keeps collectors searching. Even if you don't find one, the search itself is part of the fun and can lead to other valuable discoveries along the way. Every rare coin carries a piece of history. The 1989 Canadian nickel isn't just valuable, it's part of the country's minting story. Each time one is discovered, it adds another chapter to this fascinating legacy, making it even more desirable to collectors. Serious collectors and investors constantly search auctions, estate sales, and private collections, hoping to find one of these rare nickels. When one does appear, it causes a stir in the coin world, and prices often climb even higher due to increased demand. Market trends, collector interest, and the overall rarity of these coins play a big role in their value. Right now, interest in rare Canadian coins is at an all-time high, and experts predict that prices will only continue to increase as more people try to get their hands on them. Even if you don't own one, understanding rare coins can make you a smarter collector. Knowing what to look for, recognizing key variations, and staying updated on market trends can help you spot valuable coins before someone else does. If you have a 1989 Canadian 5-cent coin, take a close look at it. If it turns out to be the rare variety, you could be sitting on a fortune. With a value reaching $1.59 million, checking every detail carefully could be the smartest decision you ever make.